You are listening to The Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Julia Griffin. To master a higher frequency for new state of mind. Once you walked in a forest of splendor in which everything you did and everything you thought was aligned. It is possible at this time to begin to return to the old knowledge. Intuitive healer and manifestor Julia Griffin is here to talk about this unique time in history when all sentient beings, animals, plants, trees, and the earth are intent on creating this change. The wolves awakened her to the most incredible light, which opened gifts and brought knowledge that she longs to share. You are creators, and you are born to be creators of beauty, possibility, and joy. Join Julia on a journey into a beautiful and magical world where amazing possibilities exist. Let us help open the door. The Power of Inspiration and Awakening with Julia Griffin starts right now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julia Griffin, and you're listening to The Power of Inspiration and Awakening on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour, and let us help you experience a higher vibration and a new state of mind. Welcome to the show. We have a very special guest. I love having her here. Blossom Goodchild is from Australia, and she will talk about the importance of love and light in your life and on the planet. Love and light may sound simple, but they solve so many problems and improve your life so much, and Blossom just radiates both of these qualities. So stay with us and feel the power of love and light. So let me tell you about Blossom. Blossom Goodchild is a professional direct voice channeling medium working with spirit and cosmic energies. She has been channeling the Native American spirit energy, White Cloud, for 21 years now, and shares his messages of unconditional love by means of personal readings and group meetings. For almost 20 years, Blossom endured a mystery illness whereby she would fall into a semi-coma type seizure for periods of time. No doctors or scans could find the cause, and one day White Cloud introduced himself to her. At that time, the illness disappeared and their journey together began. A journey that would take Blossom on a path of enlightenment as she learned to trust herself and her Native American Indian friend, as they slowly but surely, together as one, delivered wisdom from higher realms. Blossom also began communicating with the Federation of Light in 2005. These channelings have become world-renowned and are now translated into many different languages. This information can be found in her 3 books from the Federation of Light. The books are The Bridge, Snapshot, and Plan ET. All the channelings from the Federation are available to read on her website. Blossom continues to receive new channelings from the Federation of Light regularly. In order to be kept up to date, so if you're listening and want to know more, subscribe to the updates on her website, and that's www.blossomgoodchild.com. Blossom is also a professional actress, and as she always says, performing is her passion, her channeling is her mission. So welcome, Blossom. I'm so glad to have you here.
I'm very happy to be here, Julia, and thank you for such a wonderful introduction.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you. So for the people who are not familiar with you, tell us a bit about how you began channeling and why you started sharing your information.
I began channeling 21 years ago now, and as you mentioned, that I had these sort of fits for 17 or so years, and but nobody could find out what it was. And then a very gifted clairvoyant came into my life, and to cut a long story short, Julia, she said she was able to see that I had this Native American Indian with me, and I knew of him purely because I'd been very interested in the spiritual movement for about sort of 20 years or something, and I knew, and I'd done a bit of healing, and I was aware of this Indian standing behind me, and I once asked his name, and he said White, and I felt White Cloud. So when we met this very gifted clairvoyant, I was quite ill at the time, and she said, look, I've got this Indian with you, and he'd like to for you to get a pen and paper. And that kind of thing wasn't too bizarre to me because had been so interested in the spiritual movement anyway. And so I got my little book and I just said, well, here we go. Do you want to say something? And in that moment, the communication was made. And he said that we wrote pages. And he said we'd agreed to work together many moons ago. And if I was still up for it, he'd like to come and, actually speak through me, and which I had heard of before. It's called direct voice channeling. And, but I still had the opportunity to say no if I wasn't up for it anymore. And so, of course, I said yes. And from that day forth, after, I say 17 years or so, I never had, my fits went away and I never had one again. And he had said in future days that the reason I was having these, I used to call them conk-outs, the reason I was having them was because they were rewiring my body to do what I'm able to do. I never felt like I was out of my body, but I couldn't move, or I could hear everybody around me saying, "Are you all right, Blossom?" etc., etc. But I couldn't actually communicate, or if they said move a finger, I couldn't actually do anything. And so they just went away, and my whole journey began with White Cloud.
So how did you start sharing them with other people?
Well, at the time, it was just my first year was in England. So just there was a little shop down the road, and we used to have just little meetings. And then we were always told that Australia would be the land of the rock, which is Uluru, Ayers Rock, would be where our work would take off, is what White Cloud said. And so we came over here, my family, a year later, because my sister already lived here. So we immigrated over here. And I just started doing little meetings with a group of people, and it just sort of, and I started doing readings for people, and it just sort of in its own way grew from there.
You fell into it. I did the same thing. I started with animal communication, and the animals would show me things about their owners and how they felt and what they were doing. And then one time someone said, well, please do a reading for me. And I said, I don't do people. And she said, you read me all the time through my dog. I have to have some help. So then I started doing people. But I never planned to do any of it.
No, that's exactly right. I think with many of us that do this, what would you call it, light work, it's like, it wasn't like I sat at school thinking, oh, when I grow up, I think I'll have a Native American Indian speak through me. It was the last thing that everybody say, oh, you're psychic, you should have seen it coming, but I didn't. And I was, as you say, I was all my life my parents were in the theatre, and all I ever wanted to do was be in the theatre. So I went to drama school and pursued that, and which I still do when I can now. My little thing is, if you give me one professional show a year, then I will do this the rest of the time, just to so that my soul can be fed. And I'm very lucky that there's a very good professional company where I live, but of course over last year, etc., it hasn't worked out that way. But yes, so I never ever, I often, maybe probably like you, Julia, I sometimes I sit and I think, how on earth did I end up in this situation, in this position? It absolutely blows me away, really.
Yeah, it's completely surprising. It was never anything that I planned to do at all. And then it was just such a shock.
Yeah, I guess it's.
And then it was like, well, I'm helping people, so I'll keep doing it.
That's right. And I think, that's very much a thing for all people we who do this kind of work, channelers and readers and healers. We can all get very tired sometimes, but there's that inner calling in your heart that just knows that sort of this is what you came to do, really. And as you say, I think it's to be able to assist people in the way that we do is such an honor that you can't really, well, you can turn your back on it. I know I can stop any minute I want to. But why would I? Why would I? It's when you've been put in that situation where you can, blessingly
You
help
can do
so
it, and
many.
we're needed right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And for people who haven't seen your videos, the presentations are beautiful, and you do have wonderful timing and speech and this high sense of drama and color that I enjoy so much. Your meditations are wonderful, but it was fun to see that part of it too.
Yeah, thank you. It's I do enjoy doing them, and I do my channelings with the Federation, as you know, sort of I try to do them every week, and we get those up on a video. But I think every now and then White Cloud's giving me a bit of a nudge, saying, don't forget about me. So so that we'll do
feeling too.
Yeah, so it's nice to sort of be able to bring that up. And then with the meditations, it's just lately, since last year, really, I just have my sister and 3 other friends that come on a Friday, and sometimes we'll just listen to a White Cloud meditation that we've already done, and sometimes, much to everybody's excitement, he decides to come in and do a new one. And then I'm very blessed, Julia, to discover that I was given a keyboard. I think it was last year, for free, which was marvelous, because my grandmother's piano is 150 years old, and it's had it. And so I came across this keyboard. So it's been a new thing for me to be able to write the music underneath the meditations, which is great for me, because I used to spend hours searching for something that I could, that was free and that I could put underneath what White Cloud had brought through. So that's another new little creative adventure for me, which I'm thoroughly enjoying.
We have to go to break in just a few seconds, but I wondered if you would share your beautiful mantra with us, and when we come back, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I am love.
I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. So we've been talking with Blossom Goodchild about the power of love and light, how she began channeling. And when we come back, we'll talk about how we can lift our vibration with love and light, and how we can use it to move through some of our current challenges. So let's go to break now.
It's your turn to reclaim your life. Experience the unmitigated joy of breathing life into your own passions, into your own purpose, with me, life coach Ricky Schwartz, at myturnlifecoaching.com. In the meantime, tune into my show, My Turn Life Coaching, live every second and fourth Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Get empowered. Transformation Talk Radio.
Let's face it, you don't love your wrinkles. You probably work out, but you have been skipping Face Day. Join Colette Marie Steffen for daily face yoga. You'll learn to activate and train facial muscles and reverse the visible effects of aging. Forget about expensive procedures and products that don't work. Live virtual classes every day at 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Pacific. Sign up for face yoga with Colette. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julia Griffin at OneTrueSelf.com, O-N-E, TrueSelf.com, and you're listening to The Power of Inspiration and Awakening on Transformation Talk Radio. Today, I'm talking with Blossom Goodchild about love and light and how aligning with it is so important and helps so much in life. We'll also talk about how love and light are the fabric that underlie everything in the physical world. So, Blossom, one of the things that I really love about you is that I always feel your love and light when I talk to you, when I read your channeling. And it's amazing to me. Did it take time for you to move into this state, or was it a result of the energies that you channel, or both?
I don't know, because I often have down days, Julia.
Well, I do too.
That's the thing. I mean, I think I'm sort of Well, interesting, you should say, because thinking about it, really, in my, I don't know, from the age of 12, 13 through into my 20s, I would say, somebody who was actually a nurse told me I was a manic depressive. I used to get very, very depressed about the state of the world and different things. And, I guess, and my parents broke up when I was at boarding school, and when I look back, I think I really, my depression was really because I didn't actually know about positive thinking. And that definitely, somebody lent me a book once, and when I was about, I don't know, maybe 1920, and I can't even remember what the book was called, but I was like, oh, this is a bit different. You are in control of your life, basically. And I remember when I came across that knowledge, being really depressed for quite a few days, because I was thinking, oh God, I can't blame anybody for, and it was a real eye opener for me. And I was like, oh God, this is all up to me then. And and so I began working very much on and doing quite a bit of study on the art of positive thinking and being in control of your thoughts, and watching out for the way you think. And so that over sort of 20 odd years or so, obviously I have learned to understand the way manifesting works, and how to keep your vibration up. And it's as many people know, especially in these times, Julia, it isn't always easy. And some days I have, I really am quite miserable, and I think, oh well, tomorrow I'll be better, or what have you. But I guess I'm sort of I suppose I've come to realize I'm quite a bubbly personality, just in the way I am. And so that, I guess, brings the light through. And I feel very blessed to be a bubbly personality in that sense, and I find it very, very easy to laugh. I laugh a lot to myself, with myself, and with other people, I feel really blessed that I have that gift, because I know many, many people, that I'm with sometimes, and I think, oh, life must be quite miserable for you, because they don't find it easy to laugh or laugh a lot. And I just think it's really important to laugh a lot, because it does keep your vibration high. So I guess it's just a combination of, thank you very much for that compliment. I guess it's just a combination of, one working on oneself, and definitely, I mean, did you want to talk about that mantra now? Is that,
Yes, go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, the mantra, which is, it can be I am the love, I am the light. It can be I am the light, I am the love. It really doesn't matter, whichever feels right for you to say. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And I don't know, to be honest, whether it was last year or the year before. I really should have done my homework on the Federation of Light introduced this as a sort of mantra to say, and it's grown exponentially all over the world, which is just fantastic, because they say it is coded, and it really, I know, from hearing from so many people how saying that over and over, for the sake of it, or because they're in a particular circumstance, or whatever it may be, when you say that mantra over and over within your being, it just it makes everything all right again. And I'm living proof of that, and I've had so many emails from people saying the same, how how that mantra has just helped them so much. And I feel very, again, I keep saying this, but I feel very honored and privileged that it's taken off so well, because it seems to be helping so many people. And then we've done times when White Cloud has done we've got together live on Zoom or whatever. So people from all over the world have joined in, and we've said it together for like 40 minutes. And it's so empowering, not just for the self, but for everyone, and also for people to know that they're not alone, that when they're saying that, to know that there's people all around the world that are also saying it like them, and helping to raise the vibration. It's a really, really, it's just a few sentences, but it's so powerful. And I've had people send me in, pictures they've drawn, or or computerized things with, or they've had t-shirts or magnets done. It's absolutely fantastic that it's taken off so well.
I think that maybe love and light is the fiber of the universe, like the spiritual part of the universe. And that when we say that, I am the love, I am the light, or I am the light, I am the love, and the truth, the universe resonates with us.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, and it's, as you say, it's the recognizing within the self that that's what one is. That's what you are. It's like when you keep saying it over and over, that it does change your energy. And we, as easy as it is to say, I am the love, I am the light, I am the truth, to actually know that inside is very different from just saying it. Somebody said, I wish, literally the other day somebody wrote in and said, I wish my husband would say it. And I wrote back saying, well, there's no point in him saying it if he doesn't feel it or doesn't want to. It's like you have to. Yeah, you have to feel it within. And, I often, like, if I just get in the car and I'm just going down to pick my grandson up from school or something, I just think, right, I've got this 10 minutes, and I just say it out loud for 10 minutes. It really is. If I can't sleep at night, I just keep saying it over and over in my head. It's very, very powerful.
It definitely lifts your vibration, particularly if you can perceive it. Just making someone say it, though, it's not going to change them very much, I don't think.
That's right. That, as with anything, really, unless you can feel it. Because I think that is the whole, what is the word I'm looking for? No, I can't find that word, Julia, what I'm looking for.
That's okay.
It's just but that fact of light and love, and knowing that within, I think in these days, that is what keeps us going. Because, obviously there's so many people that are, in lockdown. I mean, I'm not, I haven't been, apart from 2 weeks at the beginning of last year when I had to go into isolation. So, I know that for people, they're in such a bad, when I say a bad place, but such an alone place, and life is very, very difficult for them. And, for them to be able to know that their light and their love they are here for a reason, which I believe is to lift this planet into a higher vibration. And, when people say, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's all right for you, Blossom. You know that you do this and that, whereas I don't know. Just by knowing that you are the light and the love, and you are here to raise the vibration, that's all you need to know at the moment. I do feel that...
That's plenty.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can wish it for other people or the world, that's fabulous. But if all you can do is just focus on this, that's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, but people don't feel that they are. They feel they should be doing more. But it's very comforting, I think, to think at this time when there's when we are at a bit of a waiting standstill time type of thing, to know that exactly as you say, I think last week's channeling, they said, sing. Do what, as I always say, blows your blouse up. Just do what makes you happy, because that effect, because you're keeping your vibration high, that isn't just affecting you. That is the ripple effect that then goes out to the entire planet. So, rather than think, oh, I'm not helping at all, then then do your passion, be it singing, art, what, gardening, whatever makes you happy, do it, because that is the best way, I feel, that you can help the planet at this time.
I agree with you. And so, any higher vibration like creativity, music, dance, whatever it is for you, saying that you're light and love, if you're lifting yourself, you're lifting the planet.
Yeah.
So we've been talking with Blossom Goodchild about the power of love and light, how it works, how it lifts our vibrations. And when we come back, we'll talk more about this and some other subjects. So let's go to break now.
Hi, I'm Laura Goldstein, and here's a Coffee with the Universe tip. Let me ask you, how do you start your day? Do you wake up anxious and on edge, already feeling the pressure of your giant to-do list? Or do you wake up feeling calm, collected, and excited to start your day? Here's the little secret. How you start your day sets the tone and foundation for the rest of your day. A stressed morning creates a stressed, just reacting to everything day. A calm and connected to self morning leads to aligned and confident choices that help you reach your goals. So take a good look at your morning routine. What can you do to set up a healthy foundation for your day? To get some ideas and a sneak peek into my own Coffee with the Universe morning routine, go to www.coffeewiththeuniverse.net.
We remember a time when you could simply form a thought and it would manifest. The harmony was forgotten, but it is returning now. The Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Julia Griffin on TransformationTalkRadio.com each second and fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll take you on adventures through the heart and spirit, exploring who we once were. This intuitive healer studied under the guidance of wolves, learning from their wisdom to master a higher frequency for a new state of mind. Visit OneTrueSelf.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm the host of Nothing But Now, Mindful Living with Dr. Mary Angela McGuire on Transformation Talk Radio. I share ideas, insights, and tools you can use to release yourself from fearful and negative thinking and live from a place of clarity and confidence. Please join me in each show where we challenge ourselves to change together. Please go to my website, McGuireLifeCoach.com. That's McGuireLifeCoach.com. See you next time.
The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens with monthly guest host Karen Benton. Tune in for powerful conversations about health and wellness. Karen brings unique insights rich with humor and science to her discussions with experts in medicine, movement, psychology, spirituality, and so much more. Don't miss Karen on The Truth is Funny every third Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julia Griffin at OneTrueSelf.com, and you're listening to the Power of Inspiration and Awakening on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm talking to Blossom Goodchild about the power of love and light, how we can change the planet with it and change our lives. We'll talk more and go a little more deeply into this subject, so stay with us for the rest of the hour. So, Blossom, one of the things that is interesting to me is that White Cloud says in your channelings that the world is changing and it's not always easy. But you and I both say that focusing on love seems to change the energy. It may take a while, but it works. Is that your thought with it? You know, when your energy is down and you want to go to a higher place?
Yeah, it is. But I also like us all, and especially in these times, because I think the energy globally that is affecting everybody in a I hate to use the word darker, but in a darker sense, because of what is going on and the unknown and the divide between people with their way of thinking the world is, and then other people, very close family with their way of thinking completely different from somebody else. There is so energetically, there is such confusion in the very air that we breathe, type of thing, and some days, and I know this happens for many, you might just wake up and for some reason, nothing's happened, nothing's changed, but you're just don't want to get up today, and I put that down to global energetics, that the energy of everything that is taking place and things that are coming up to the surface. And I feel, be it right or wrong, it's what's right for each person, that you can allow yourself that kind of day. It's not like, because in the past I have thought, well, I'm here to shine my light, and I shouldn't be spending this entire day being miserable and I'm not doing what I came here to do if I'm just not trying to pull myself out of it. But I think sometimes you just need to allow yourself that indulgence, just to sort your thoughts out about what you think about a particular thing that might be going on, or just the whole planetary situation. Of course you're allowed to feel down and confused, because there's so much out there to be absorbed and try to to understand what on earth is really, really going on, that you need to sort of just sit there and try to work it all out in the knowing. That's the big difference, that in the knowing, that isn't going to go on and on and on unless you allow it to. And probably more often than not, without question, when you wake up the next morning, oh, hello, I feel a lot better. And you can get back onto that, that positive track, because it can be very difficult. It's, in these times. And so I think to be able to allow that is a good thing to do. And I've completely forgotten your question.
Oh, it's okay. I was going to say, I agree with you. I say that I call them down days, when it's hard to get off the sofa or it's hard to do anything. But I've found that I get my energy back if I don't do a lot, and I lose more energy if I do try to push and do a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting, strange thing.
It is, isn't it? That you just allow yourself to be in the place that you're in, and definitely, as I say, don't indulge in it for days and days and days. But if it goes on for days, then it goes on for days. But then you will. As long as you have that knowing in your heart that, you're going to be laughing again and, at another point, and that it isn't going to be like this all the time, then, by all, I think it's necessary for us to process everything that's going on.
I do too. It may be that our body has to rest to take in the information or to change our vibrations.
Yeah.
One of the things that I loved was your meditation wisdom on love. You said that all there is love, and love shall exist on many levels of itself. Mm-hmm. So I know we all feel love, but it's slightly different for all of us. To me, it feels like warm and soft and embracing and brave all at the same time. How does it feel to you?
Interesting, because love is on so many vibrational levels. I know when it's been said that there is nothing else but love, and I think, I then questioned, but then, what about people that are murdering people and et cetera, and they said that is still love, but it's on a much lower vibration of itself. And so I can sort of understand that. And I guess it when you're talking about different people, you feel a different kind of feeling. Like when I'm playing with my grandson, it's like that's different when he makes me laugh from when my husband makes me laugh or says something. Love, it comes in all different guises and all different forms. But for me, I guess when I'm on, like we all can experience at times, when I'm feeling on top of the world type of thing, then, say if I'm walking along the beach where I live and it's beautiful and just everything's in alignment and everything's going well for me, then that feeling is definitely coming. It feels like it's coming from my heart area. It feels sometimes like my heart area could just explode with this sort of feeling of, wow, everything is just so amazing. It goes beyond your normal sort of, oh, I'm in a good mood. It's just like when everything is in alignment, it just feels so good. And I think to hold on to that feeling and recognize it is necessary, because it's not very it's not very often that it comes along at that level. I find you can be in a good mood and you can have a laugh with friends and it all feels great. But to have that actual knowingness of this is surely
the awareness of it.
Yeah, this surely is what love is, because there is no other word to describe it. And in that knowing that, well, this is a level I can get to now, but as I become more of myself, then this feeling is obviously going to expand along with my awareness type of thing. So it can get better and better and better, which you find hard to comprehend, because at the time you think, well, this is more than enough,
I know. If I could just have a few minutes like this every day, I would be fine.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And I think I should add that when you're in that state, everything seems to fall into place and everything seems to be like right. It's perfect for that little amount of time that you're in the wave.
Yeah. And, I was thinking last night, I wasn't sleeping too well, and I was thinking about how a couple of years ago, and for a long time before that, I used to be so vigilant about saying affirmations every day for that which I wanted to bring forth in my life. And, Julia, to be honest, I haven't done that for quite a while. And I thought it's about time. It's about time I got back on that train, and started doing it, because I think at this time for people, it is such a time of waiting around for what we don't know, for the change, hopefully, for this change that is going to make our world a better place and bring it into a higher vibration. And we're told that when the ball starts rolling with that, we are going to be sort of rushed off our feet. People are saying twiddling their thumbs at the moment and not really knowing what to do. And we're being told, as we talked about, to keep your vibration high and do your passion and be creative now, because when whatever happens, it's going to turn this all around and it all kicks off. There are going to be so many people that are lost and afraid and they don't know what is going on, that those of us that are already aware and have absorbed some of these truths or whatever, we will be there. People will just be drawn to you. Wherever you are, you will have people come to you and you will know what to say and what to do and how to help. So I think I don't know what's the matter with me, Julia. I keep going off these tangents and then I keep forgetting what
I think that what you're saying is so important. I was just thinking, I was thinking that about a month ago, I thought, well, I've just got to stop waiting. I've got to start manifesting and thinking about what I want again, because after all, when I do that, when I create things I want, I have to get into a higher vibration. If I do that and I have a higher vibration, it will help other people who want to do the same thing. So that's a good enough reason.
That's right. That's what we were talking about, wasn't it? The positive affirmations. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it really, I think, is very important, because when you say them, even if you have three or four things that you'd like to change or achieve in your life, to say those every day, those affirmations, it lifts your vibration then, and it's bringing those things you want so much closer to you, as opposed to thinking, oh, well, yeah, I might do that on another day, and have that sort of energy. To have those positive affirmations, it's a real good reminder for me, actually. So thanks for that, because I need to sort of put a few more in place. And then, as you say, when things kick off, whatever that means, I really don't know, then, as you say, we're in that because being positive and keeping that vibration, it strengthens you. And I think with what's going on in the world at the moment, our strength feels like it has been drained, from us. No matter what level of the situation you're having to endure. On a worldwide basis, everybody feels so tired and so drained, and when is it all going to stop, and this, that, and the other, that I think to remain as positive as you can, it really does strengthen your inner core. And to be honest, Julia, that for me is what I believe we're here for, is to be here to anchor that light and that love in. And they always say, we are the strongest of the strong. And, sometimes I think, I think you've got that wrong, because you just don't feel the strongest of the strong sometimes. But then when I think about what we're here for and to lift this planet out of the darkness, I feel, then we're going to, we are the strongest of the strong, because I think what's going to turn around and what's, may take place, we're going to have to be a lot more stronger than we are now. So I think it's right. And we should be very much honored that we are the strongest of the strong, and that we were chosen to be here at this time, because, White Cloud and the Federation have said there were many, many, many souls that wanted to be here at this time upon the earth. To see it through from the ground crew type of thing. But not every soul could do that. And so we're very privileged to be here and to have been, to have volunteered and chosen to be here at this time, because it was known that we are strong enough to see this mission through, for want of a better way of putting it.
I agree. In some ways, it's like winning the lottery. Even though it doesn't always feel great, I still think it's a great lottery. I was going to say, though, in your invocation, a prayer from the heart, you said to ask for things sincerely, humbly, and with intent. And that's really the way that we should all manifest, isn't it?
Yeah. Because if it's none of those things, what are you? It's coming from the wrong place, And I think. And I guess the intention behind anything, I feel, is love, really, whatever that is that you're trying to bring to you. To have the intention, I think, as well, that whatever it is that you're doing, although it seems it's for yourself type of thing, that it's actually you're putting that intention out there for the highest good of all. Because if you're bringing that, manifesting something for yourself, and the intention is for the highest good of all, then you're going to benefit from it. And because you're benefiting from it, that vibration, like we were talking earlier, goes out so that it is affecting the highest good of all, because you, by being the best that you can be and enjoying your life as much as you possibly can, especially in these times, you, as we've said, you are doing it for the highest good of all that is.
And if you're asking sincerely and humbly, you're really asking from your heart, and that's a good thing.
Exactly. The humility, I think, is like, just to be aware that, we are all one, and no one soul is any better than another. We're all from the one source of love. And I think, for me, I think it's very important to remain, in White Cloud's ending prayer, he always says, may we remain humble in order to serve and to receive, and I think that is such an important thing, because, to allow the ego to get in the way can ruin, many things. Yeah.
Well, there's not that openness to the universe when your ego is in the way. And I think that when you can feel the universe come through and then something manifest, it's a feeling of grace. I mean, something big and wonderful came in and changed things for you.
Yeah, yeah, and it blows you away, doesn't it, Julie? You know, it's like when things like
It's incredible.
happen. Yeah, you just go, "Oh my God!" You know, it just is, and it's so exciting because you're literally seeing the way and experiencing the laws of the universe, if you like, you know, and how it's there to work with you. And when you're in tune with it and in alignment with it, the wonders that happen blow your mind. You know, it's fantastic. And I just think that in these times a lot of us have, you know, quite understandably, but we've forgotten quite a bit of all that because of the energies, as I've said, that are going round, you know. So these are all very good reminders for us all.
I mean, it helps to me just to talk about it. It's very helpful, and it brings back my faith, and it brings back my trust. Just when I'm talking about the universe coming in for us, I mean, that's one of the most remarkable gifts to human beings.
Yeah. And I think as well, Julia, that we have to remember that we are not alone. We are just not alone in this. And there are many people, you know, I receive many emails, so I know that there are many people on board this train with us, you know, and so I have that knowledge. But you know, it's a lot of people that write in. They literally are on their own in this, and to be able to fully know that you are not alone. I think that there are people all over this planet feeling the same as we feel, you know, and doing our very best, because you know, throughout all this insanity that's going on at the moment, it's like you question about things you've heard and what is truth and what isn't, and you know, are we all on some mad track, you know, that just is not real type of thing. But then when you think that, you know, in your heart there is a knowing, you know, within you, that it's that you that it come where does that knowing come from? You know, it's, as I said in the last channel,
the part of us that's part of the love and the light, or the universe,
light,
that part of us.
It that is, you know, once you're awake to that knowing, that, you know, I said I think in my last channeling, we didn't read this in a magazine. It's inbuilt within us that, you know, we are this amazing being of light, love, you know, and that in itself, I think, is really, really exciting to be able to know that as our truth. And for people who do feel so alone, I think it's so encouraging for them to know that other people, you know, feel the same way as they, you know, as others do, and it really, you know, helps people just to keep on board, because it really is. It's not an easy task at times.
No, it's not. And let's reiterate for people who maybe haven't heard the first part. If you're wondering what you can do to help the world, stay in love and light whenever you can, and think about that universal force, because believe it or not, it makes a huge vibrational change.
It absolutely, it does. It really doesn't. White Cloud's put a few meditations, you know, out there in the last 6 months or so, you know, that are, you know, they're very, they go right into the soul, but I think he's designed them to encourage people and to help them remain in their strength and bring more strength into their being in these times, you know, and to help them remember who we are and why we are here, because it can be so easily not forgotten, but other energies can sort of seem to overshadow that at times.
I agree. I noticed that with his channelings, because I listened to quite a few before this interview, and I listened to one from January, and he was talking about, you know, there's still difficult changes coming. There's still toxicity in the world, which we know. But he also spent a lot of time saying that courage, truth, and peace, when we radiate these feelings from our energy field to the world, we're creating a huge change. So, you know, maybe you and I right now talking about grace or love or being brave when the world is dark, and all of you who are listening, perhaps we're making a much bigger change than we know we are.
Yeah, I think, I think so. It's often said that if we could see the difference we're making from a different aspect, from another realm, and not being of the earth, but to see it from a higher perspective, then, we would feel so encouraged, because the energy that we are creating as you say, is making that difference. And I remember once, White Cloud saying that what they love so much is when people laugh. Literally, it's as if like little, for want of a better way to put it, it's like little light bulbs being turned on all over the planet, because that energy of laughter is, as I said earlier, is so uplifting. So it's I just think, we have to recognize that just by remaining as high as we can, so to speak, and as you say, just spreading that light and love, but I think, it's not like some what would we say, groups would do, where you go knocking on the door with a few pamphlets and try to convert you over to their beliefs. I think that it's best to be an example of light and love, as you say, to be, uplifting and full of life, and light love. To be an example of that, just when you walk in a room and there's, a group of people, you don't have to go, bounce in on a spring, but your heart can sing out with your smile, and, people go, oh, hello. Something light has come into the room, and to just be an example of that, people are then drawn towards that light that you are giving out, which then in turn helps them to want to be more of their light. I think I don't think it's about trying to push it onto anybody. I think it's just about leading by example.
And whoever is receptive will pick up on it. I have noticed when I'm leaving a store, if I say it was so nice to see everyone here, people just smile like they're shocked. I guess everything is really different now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, now something I've just been dying to ask you. Does White Cloud give advice to you about your life or act as a guide in your life, or is it just through the channelings?
It's not like on a, people say to me, if I could have White Cloud come in at any given moment, I'd be talking to him all day type of thing. But it really isn't, it just isn't like that. I can, I live my life normally, and, every now and then I might think, I haven't, hello, how are you type of thing. We'll have a quick hello. It is in times, sometimes if there are a few issues or challenges that I'm facing, I might ask for, his advice. And yet it's really quite difficult because it's up to me to sort it out for myself, really, because I'm not going to grow if I keep going to somebody else. Can you sort this out for me? It's up for my soul to do it. And B, it's that it's so difficult to explain, really. It's not like saying to somebody else, can you help me? Because White Cloud is in my head. He's in my head, and so his thoughts are coming through. And I think it's so hard to even describe that. I sometimes I might ask, and I might get a little answer, I would say, but in general, Julia, I don't. I leave him out of it because, and it's the same with the Federation of Light. I don't, I never do a channeling with them that I don't put out. Mm-hmm. I've never done that. Everything I get, and also I think as well that White Cloud and the Federation are here not for me per se. They are here for the whole. And so it's, it's not really about, I've got my own little chappy on the side that can get me out of every situation. That's not what we're here to do, So I think it's more that it's just to do our work and get help people to remember, who they are.
Oh, I agree.
Them a mission.
I have more than one being, that help me decide on things that are important and spiritual. But if I say, should I do this? There's no answer.
No,
I might get a little bit of help, like something to do, but they're not going to say, oh, this is the right choice.
Yes.
That's not going to happen.
No, that's right. And I think as well, like sometimes I might go, just show me a little picture. So because he works in metaphors a lot, or used to. And I don't, as you say, I don't even get that. And I go, okay, fair enough. Because, it's up to us, isn't it, to work it out for ourselves. And
that's why I was curious. Yeah, I get clues every now and then, or I get, it's going to be okay, or you can do this one thing, and I'm like, well, what about the other 99%? No answer.
Yeah. So no, it's not like I have this on tap guide that can sort my entire life out for me. I wouldn't have grown in any way.
I didn't think that you did, but I know when I was younger, I used to think one day that's going to happen for me. I'll know everything to do.
And you sort of wonder. Sorry, you sort of wonder. Well, why not? Why can't that be?
Yeah, why not?
And this, that, and the other, but it's just not the way it is it really? So, like you, I might get little clues or something to think, well, he showed me this, so hopefully that means it's going to be all right, or something like that, So, yeah.
Right. Well, we are to the end of our interview, but I wondered if you would say, I am the light, I am the love, one more time for us.
Would you mind if White Cloud said it?
That would be wonderful.
I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. Many thanks, my friends.
Thank you. And White Cloud and Blossom, thank you so much. The channelings are wonderful. They can find you at www.blossomgoodchild.com. It's all free. It's all wonderful. And you can sign up for Blossom's weekly newsletter or channeling, and you can sign up for my weekly newsletter on my website, onetrueself.com, onetrueself.com, and learn more about finding a higher vibration with either of us. So thank you for tuning in to the Power of Inspiration and Awakening, where you can experience a higher vibration and a new state of mind. I'll see you back here next time.
Thank you for listening to the Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Julia Griffin, to master a higher frequency for a new state of mind. Join us next time as Julia takes us deeper into the memory of the moments of light where transcendence and enlightenment emerge. The memory of the jewel of consciousness is always lived within you, to tap into waves of energy and create huge changes by imagining the beauty of the vision and desires that are hidden in the heart. Learn to find your way back to nature, beauty, and your own heart, which holds the secrets of your existence and future. To discover more about Julia's adventures, animal communication, and the teachings she brings to every show, visit onetrueself.com. That's onetrueself.com. That's ONE, trueself.com.
Views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.